Ask most people how to protect their kidneys, and they will usually say the same two things: drink more water, eat less salt. And yes, those two things matter, but they are not the whole story, because there is one part of kidney health that almost nobody talks about. It is not what you drink at breakfast. It is not the amount of salt you use at lunch. It is what you put into your body in the final hour or two before bed, when your kidneys are about to enter their quietest and most important recovery window. Most people think the kidneys sleep when they sleep. They do not. Your kidneys are still filtering your blood all night long. They are balancing fluid. They are clearing waste. They are helping control blood pressure. And while you are lying there asleep, those tiny filters inside your kidneys are either being protected or quietly pushed harder. And here's the part that matters even more after 60. Kidney damage is often silent. A kidney does not usually scream when it is struggling. It does not always cause pain. Many people do not know anything is wrong until a routine blood test shows their numbers have already started to change. That is why tonight's topic is so important, because there is one fruit I would put at the top of the list before bed. If your goal is to support healthier kidneys, reduce nighttime stress on your body, and give those tiny filters the kind of nutrients they actually need. And no, it is not a banana. In fact, for some people with kidney problems, bananas may be exactly the fruit they need to be careful with. The fruit I want you to think about tonight is simple, easy to find, low in potassium compared with many other fruits, rich in protective plant compounds, and gentle enough to eat before bed. That fruit is blueberries. But do not click away yet, because the real story is not just blueberries are healthy. The real story is why blueberries work so well at night. How much to eat, what to combine them with, what not to combine them with, and the one warning every person with kidney disease needs to hear before changing their nighttime routine. By the end of this video, I will also give you a simple bedtime kidney bowl recipe that takes less than 2 minutes and is much better for your kidneys than the salty crackers, ice cream, cookies, or late-night snacks that many people eat without realizing the cost. Before we go deeper, let me explain what your kidneys are really protecting you from. Inside each kidney are tiny filters called nephrons. You can think of them like millions of microscopic strainers. Their job is to clean your blood, remove waste, balance minerals, and keep the good things your body still needs. The problem is this: you are born with the kidney filters you have. You do not get a brand new set later in life. So as you get older, the goal is not to restart the kidneys like a machine. The goal is to protect the filters you still have. And two things are especially hard on those filters. The first is high blood pressure. When blood pressure stays too high for too long, it pushes against those delicate kidney vessels with too much force. Over time, that pressure can damage the filters. The second is inflammation and oxidative stress. That sounds complicated, but think of it like slow internal rusting. The same way an apple turns brown after it is cut open, your cells can also face stress from unstable molecules inside the body. When that stress stays high for years, the kidneys can take a hit. Now here is where nighttime comes in. In a healthy rhythm, your blood pressure is supposed to drop while you sleep. That nighttime drop gives your blood vessels and kidneys a chance to rest. But when people eat heavy, salty, sugary foods late at night, or when their blood sugar and blood pressure stay elevated into the night, the kidneys may not get the same recovery window. That is why the last snack of the day matters. It should not overload you with salt. It should not spike your blood sugar. It should not be too heavy. And if you already have kidney issues, it should not quietly overload you with potassium without your doctor knowing. This is why blueberries are such a powerful choice. Blueberries are small, but they carry something very important: anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are the natural pigments that give blueberries their deep blue color, but they are not just there for color. They are part of the reason blueberries are known for antioxidant power. And for the kidneys, that matters because your kidneys are packed with tiny blood vessels. Anything that supports healthier blood vessels, calmer inflammation, and better oxidative balance can be useful for long-term kidney support. Blueberries are also naturally low in sodium. That matters because sodium can make the body hold on to extra fluid and can push blood pressure higher in many people. And blood pressure is one of the biggest forces acting on your kidneys every single day. Blueberries are also lower in potassium than many common fruits. This is important because potassium is not bad. A healthy body needs potassium, but when kidneys are already weak, they may not remove extra potassium properly. That is why people with chronic kidney disease are often told to watch potassium carefully. This is one reason blueberries often make sense as a safer fruit choice for many people compared with higher potassium fruits. But portion still matters. The bedtime amount I would use is not a giant bowl. It is about half a cup. That is enough to give you the antioxidant benefit without turning your bedtime snack into a sugar-heavy dessert. Fresh blueberries are excellent. Frozen blueberries are also excellent. In fact, frozen blueberries may be one of the easiest habits to keep because they are affordable, they last longer, and you can keep them ready every night. Now, let me give you the first simple way to use them. Take half a cup of blueberries and eat them slowly about 1 hour before bed. That alone is a better choice than chips, salted crackers, cookies, or ice cream. But if you want to make them even better for your kidneys, combine them with 1 or 2 kidney-friendly partners. The first partner is plain unsweetened yogurt or kefir. Why? Because your gut and your kidneys are more connected than most people realize. When the gut is unhealthy, inflamed, or overloaded with processed food, more waste products and inflammatory signals can enter the bloodstream. And where does that blood go to be filtered? The kidneys. So when you support the gut with plain fermented foods like yogurt or kefir, you may also be supporting the workload your kidneys deal with. But there is a warning here. Do not use sweetened yogurt. Do not use fruit on the bottom yogurt. Do not use dessert yogurt that tastes like candy. Use plain unsweetened yogurt and add the blueberries yourself. That way, you control the sugar. The second partner is cinnamon. A small sprinkle of real cinnamon can make blueberries taste sweeter without adding sugar. It also makes the bowl feel more like a dessert, which is important because the best healthy habit is the one you can actually repeat. So your simple bedtime bowl is this: half a cup of blueberries, 2 or 3 spoonfuls of plain unsweetened yogurt, and a small sprinkle of cinnamon. That is it. Simple, light, kidney-friendly for many people, and much better than a salty or sugary snack right before sleep. Now, let us talk about the fruits people often compare with blueberries, because this is where many people make mistakes. Apples are also a strong kidney-friendly fruit. They are low in potassium, they contain fiber, and they are easy to use at night. The skin of the apple contains helpful plant compounds, so do not peel it if you can tolerate it. A small apple with cinnamon is a very good evening option. Strawberries are another smart choice. They are light, mostly water, naturally sweet, and contain vitamin C and antioxidants. A small bowl of strawberries can be a good nighttime option, especially when someone wants something sweet without reaching for cake or candy. Red grapes can also support kidney-friendly eating. They contain plant compounds in the skin, and they are easy to eat in small portions. But grapes are sweeter, so portion control matters. Think 10 or 12 grapes, not a large bowl. Cranberries are interesting because most people only think about them for urinary tract support. But here's the catch. Cranberry juice cocktail is not the same as real cranberry. Most cranberry cocktails are loaded with sugar. That is not what you want at bedtime. If you use cranberry, choose a small splash of pure, unsweetened cranberry juice diluted with water, or use a very small amount of unsweetened cranberries. The key word is unsweetened. Pineapple is another fruit people do not expect in a kidney conversation. It is lower in potassium than many people assume and contains bromelain, a natural enzyme often discussed for inflammation and digestion. But pineapple is sweet, so the serving should be small. Half a cup is plenty. Now let us talk about the fruit that causes the most confusion: oranges. Some people hear that citrus can help support urinary citrate, which is connected to kidney stone prevention. That is true for some people. But oranges are also higher in potassium than blueberries, apples, grapes, or strawberries. And if someone already has chronic kidney disease, advanced kidney problems, or has been told to limit potassium, oranges may not be the right bedtime fruit. This is where health advice must be honest. A fruit can be healthy for one person and risky for another person depending on kidney function, potassium level, medications, and blood work. So if you already have kidney disease, if you are on dialysis, if your doctor has mentioned high potassium, or if you take medications that affect potassium, do not suddenly add high potassium fruits at night without asking your doctor. Blueberries are my top choice here because they give you a strong combination. They are antioxidant rich. They are low in sodium. They are lower in potassium. They are easy to portion. They are gentle before bed. And they can replace the kind of snack that quietly works against kidney health. That last part is important. The magic is not only what blueberries add, it is what they replace. If blueberries replace salty chips, that helps. If blueberries replace ice cream, that helps. If blueberries replace cookies, that helps. If blueberries replace a processed bedtime snack that raises blood sugar and blood pressure, that helps. Your kidneys do not need perfection. They need fewer nightly insults. Let me give you an example. Imagine a 68-year-old man named Richard. Richard thinks he is doing pretty well. He drinks water, he does not drink much alcohol, he tries to avoid too much salt at dinner. But every night around 9:30, he sits down with a bowl of ice cream. Not a huge bowl, just enough to relax. Then his blood sugar goes up. His body has to process the sugar and fat. He sleeps heavier, but not better. His blood pressure does not dip the way it should, and every night his kidneys are filtering through the aftermath. Now imagine Richard makes one change. He does not become perfect. He does not start eating like a monk. He simply swaps the ice cream for a small bowl of blueberries, plain yogurt, and cinnamon. One night, that change looks small. But after 100 nights, it is not small. After 300 nights, it is a completely different environment for his blood vessels, his blood sugar, his gut, and his kidneys. That is how kidney health is protected, not by one heroic act, but by repeated small choices that stop hurting the filters. Now, before I give you the exact bedtime recipe, I need to give you the warning signs you should never ignore. Fruit is not a treatment for kidney disease. Food can support healthy patterns, but it does not replace medical care. If you notice swelling in your feet, ankles, legs, or around the eyes, do not ignore it. If your urine is consistently foamy or bubbly, do not ignore it. If you see blood in your urine, do not ignore it. If you are urinating much less than usual, do not ignore it. If you have pain in your side or back below the ribs, especially with fever or nausea, get medical help. And if your doctor has already told you that your eGFR is low, your creatinine is high, or your potassium is high, then your fruit choices need to match your blood work. That is not fear. That is wisdom. Now here's the simple Robert Hale Health Bedtime Kidney Bowl. Take half a cup of blueberries, add 4 or 5 sliced strawberries, add 2 or 3 spoonfuls of plain unsweetened yogurt or kefir. Add 1 small sprinkle of cinnamon. If you want it thinner, add a splash of water and stir. If you want more tart flavor, add 1 teaspoon of pure unsweetened cranberry juice. Eat it about 1 hour before bed. Not right as you lie down. Give your body a little time. This bowl gives you antioxidants from the berries, gut support from the yogurt or kefir, sweetness without added sugar, and a light bedtime snack that does not overload the kidneys with salt. And if you do not tolerate dairy, keep it simple. Blueberries, strawberries, cinnamon, and a few spoonfuls of water to make it juicy. You do not need a fancy recipe. You need a better nighttime default. So here is the simple plan for tonight. Step 1, do not start with 8 fruits. Start with 1. Choose blueberries. Step 2, keep the portion small. Half a cup is enough. Step 3, eat them about an hour before bed, not at midnight and not after a heavy snack. Step 4, do not add sugar. No syrup, no sweetened yogurt, no dessert toppings. Step 5, if you have diagnosed kidney disease, high potassium, dialysis, or kidney medications, ask your doctor or renal dietitian which fruits are safe for your numbers. That one question can protect you from making a healthy food mistake. So, what is the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys? For most people, my first answer is blueberries. Not because they are magical, not because they cure kidney disease, But because they are one of the easiest, safest, lowest sodium, lower potassium, antioxidant-rich fruits you can use to replace the snacks that quietly stress your kidneys at night. And when it comes to kidney health after 60, that is the real game. Protect the filters you still have, lower the pressure where you can, reduce the inflammation where you can, stop making the kidneys work harder right when they should be recovering, and make the healthy choice simple enough that you can repeat it tomorrow night. Because your kidneys do not need one perfect day, they need hundreds of better nights. Now, in the next video, I want to show you the one morning drink mistake that many people make after 60 that can quietly raise blood pressure and make the kidneys work harder before the day even begins. And the surprising part is, many people think that drink is healthy.